All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to another episode of the Heron's Haven podcast here on the SoFlo Soccer channel. My name is Matt, and today we are talking Inter Miami. Finally, the international break is over, and we get to right back into the regular routine of talking Inter Miami and MLS here on this channel. I'm very, very excited and looking forward to this Saturday's home game against Philly. Um, and of course, the big title, the big thing that everybody's expecting and wanting and anticipating is the return of Lionel Messi. We're very excited to hopefully see him, and it is confirmed that he is back. He's back at the team. He's been training with the team. We all knew that. He did miss the media training like this morning, as of reports, and I posted it on under the community tab. He hasn't showed up for the first 15 minutes where media is allowed to come and take pictures and videos and things like that. But however, he still trained with them today, and it is still very, very expected for him to play in these next two games, especially the one this Saturday against Philadelphia. So, but anyways, yeah, on the agenda today, we're gonna go over some international news that's happened over this last week. Uh, Especially regarding towards some of Inter Miami players. Then we'll go into just kind of like what we always do, just a preview about just brief notes about Inter Miami, about Philly. We'll talk about a predicted lineup, how Messi could be, involved in that, and how that will help or hurt Inter Miami in any way. And then we'll do a predicted starting 11, and then that'll be that. And then we'll look forward to the game review later this weekend. So without further ado, let's jump into first some international window, roundup, I guess you can call it. I didn't really come up with a name for that. But yes, so as you guys know, obviously the World Cup qualifiers were this week, and it was great. Like it was very entertaining. We did get some pretty interesting games, some boring ones, some good ones, and some really unexpected results. Obviously, Luis Suarez, he announced his retirement from the national team, not from professional football, but for the national team, and he played his last game on Friday, last Friday, and it was just an amazing way to go out. It was a whole like ceremony. People were honoring him, and I mean, when you're the best player, when you were the best striker in your generation and one of the best Uruguay, players of all time, like I think what the Uruguay people, the fans, the federation, what they did was absolutely amazing, and he definitely deserved it, and if not more. So it was very awesome to see Luis Suarez. He didn't score. He did play against Paraguay, which is very interesting. He played against Diego Gomez, and that ended up in a 0-0 draw. But in total, in his 17-year international career, Luis Suarez has scored 100. Well, he's made 143 appearances, scored 69 goals, um, cementing himself as the all-time top goal scorer in Uruguay's history, which is absolutely amazing. So we're very, very fortunate to have him on our team, for him to play with us for this entire season, and essentially being our best player up top, a very, very lethal number nine, and really contesting and competing to be the top goal scorer of the league this season. Then on Monaco's in the chat, I appreciate you for being here so early. What's up, man? Uh, apologies for the confusion of the timing with this stream. I had work today. I had a lot of work today, and so I wasn't anticipating to be live until later tonight around 10 p.m. Eastern time. Um, but the weather is really I really wish I could show you guys, but the weather is so bad outside. It's pouring rain, there's lightning, and so I had games to ref tonight, and so they all canceled. So I'm like, instead of waiting until 10 p.m., let's do it. Let's do it right now at 7. And I got home, I showered, and now I'm here. So I appreciate you guys for being here. Anthony, thank you so much for being here as well. Skrilla, Leonardo Monaco says Arco Luis Suarez, dedicated to him. It's the article where he scored his first goal. Oh, that's amazing, dude. We're stoked he's on our team. Absolutely. Skrilla says, I'm so tired of reporters who exaggerate when Messi is not in training, or when he touch part of his body when he is in training. Yeah, it's very dramatic. I mean, like reporters and journalists, not to bash not to bash on them because I've studied journalism in school. I was, and I guess I technically am a journalist. I'm not professional by any means. I don't claim myself to be a professional journalist, but um, they do look for anything. They look for any angle to get a story, honestly, and that's not something I liked, and that's something that I had an issue with um at my old job. Like they would want me to exaggerate kind of the truth and just for a story, and I didn't like that because it's not really reporting. It's just kind of exaggerating for views and clicks and things like that. But we're not going to do that here. But anyways, yeah, no, but I mean, it's we're glad to see Messi train, right? We're glad to see him back in the training sessions, training with the team, not only individually, and we're very looking forward to seeing him play this Saturday, which we'll get to right in a sec. But before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about Diego Gomez and how he scored his first ever goal for the Paraguay national team, and it was so amazing. I hope I could show you guys this actually, but he scored his first ever goal for the Paraguay national team just what was it? Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? It was very extremely recent. And let me show you. Let me transition to this mode right here. I'm not gonna play any audio, but this is Diego Gomez right here, and he just bangs it from like 20 yards out. Absolutely amazing. And it was really cool to see him score his first ever goal for the Paraguay national team, and also not only scoring his first ever goal, but his first goal which resulted in Paraguay beating Brazil 1-0. And that is a huge result in the World Cup qualifying standings for South America. It's absolutely amazing. And honestly, and we all know how poor Brazil has been in recent times, man. Like it's genuinely been concerning to kind of to see them perform the way they do. And but yes, they did lose, and it's great for us. It's great for everybody else. And they almost lost to, oh, they almost tied, I guess, to Venezuela. They should have lost to Venezuela, to be honest. But yeah. So now currently, let me see if I can show you guys this as well. Now currently, this is what the World Cup qualifying standings look like with Argentina obviously first, recently dropping to Colombia in the last game, but I'm not going to get into that because I already talked about it in my Argentina review. And then Uruguay is up there with Ecuador. Brazil are down in fifth. Paraguay are up in seventh. And they're really close to like, there's still a lot of games left. There's so many games left. So they definitely have a possibility to automatically qualify for the World Cup. And if Brazil keep this form up, losing 4 out of their 5 games, if they keep that form up, they are not going to qualify. I'm telling, either they're not going to qualify or they're going to end up in seventh because there's no way that Bolivia and Chile and Peru overcome Brazil in the standings. But anyways, we are so lucky to have Diego Gomez. He is a beast. He's an absolute beast. He's been tearing it up for Inter Miami, and we're very fortunate to have him and the team, both him and Luis Suarez. But anyway, but that's just kind of an international roundup there. Let's get into more Inter Miami talk and what we should be looking forward to for this upcoming game against Philadelphia Union. Now, um, guys, honestly, I don't want to jinx anything, right? But we've been on an absolute tear. Like Inter Miami have been performing well, and like we've won our last 2 games pretty comfortably, I would say. Our most recent victory coming from the Chicago Fire away from home, 4-1, a spectacular performance, and Luis Suarez being one of the better players on the field, and we were playing well. We were playing really good football, not just in terms of just scoring goals, but like putting passes together, being very threatening offensively, which is super important. Um, and it really helps us with this title race. It helps us with the supporter shield race, with the MLS Cup campaign. So, um, Messi is, hold on, I'm reading your guys' comments. Messi has a small cold, reason not to be in today's practice. But yes, so I posted that in the community tab as soon as or almost immediately after I said that he wasn't there to the media, like he wasn't present for the media. I posted the fact that he was sick. He had the flu, according to Gaston Edul. He had the flu, but he's fine. It's reported that he is fine. I'm gonna try to show you guys what I posted here. Um, I posted this 5 hours ago. Let me switch scenes. Transition. Okay, there we go. This is what, yeah. So I posted this 5 hours ago. Messi was reported sick with the flu. However, he is still training and expected to return to play for Miami in these next games, reported by Gaston Edul. And a couple of hours before that, I said he did not participate in the opening 15 minutes, which honestly, it's very like him, and it's very like Inter Miami in general. Like when I used to go to the training sessions, pretty often, they were never on time. I remember we were standing there for like 45 minutes one time when I went, and we were still only given like 15 minutes of media time to like record whatever they did. And they always do rondo, like they always pass the ball in a circle. They do it like 100% on purpose. Diego is next level beast. Absolutely, 100% agree with you. JoJo's World, bro. Is Rojas okay? So it's apparent. Apparently, Rojas has suffered. I think it's an ankle injury. Um, and so his he's not 100% fit, and he hasn't been, at least that's what the report is, the injury report is he's not 100% fit, and it's most likely he's not going to be available for this weekend's game. So that is a huge loss for us. But if Messi's if Messi's here and if Messi's available, which he will be, then he will be taking Rojas' spot without a problem. And we'll get to the predicted lineup later on, like towards the end of the stream. But yeah, unfortunately, Rojas won't be available this weekend against Philly. To hell with the Philadelphia. That's very, very straightforward. Rojas' ankle is not 100%. Yes, correct, Francisco. Francisco knows his stuff, man. He's 2 for 2 right now with the news. He's been keeping up. He's been really keeping up. Diego Golski instead of Diego Gomez. That's a good nickname. I really like that nickname actually. We'll call him that from now on. But yeah, but anyways, like I've said, we've been doing extremely well. Both on the field and off the field. I mean, like, no, off the field, we're still suffering a lot of injuries, right? And not even just like Matias Rojas, but we're missing Dos Santos, which I've talked about in a previous video. We're missing Dos Santos. He broke his hand, or I don't want to say broke his hand. We'll just say hand injury. We're gonna say hand injury. Or obviously missing players like Facundo Farias and Nico Freire who've been out. Sunderland is still out. Leo Afonso is still out. Matias Rojas, we said, and I think that's it. We have Benja, we have Ruiz is with us, and I'm pretty sure that's it. But it's a lot of injuries, man. We're losing our backup goalkeeper. We're losing backup forwards in Leo Afonso and Matias Rojas, and obviously our center back situation, which is a whole other conversation, right? But anyway, um, but yeah, guys, this Saturday, it's going to be huge. It's going to be I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a sold out crowd. Like, it's a home game. This is our first home game in a while. Like, we haven't played at home, I feel like, in a pretty long time. I think ever since, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to look back. I think we played against, was it Cincinnati? Well, I guess that was 2 games ago. I'm trying to look at. Oh, it was against Cincinnati. That was 2 games ago. That was when Aviles got the red card. But anyways, we haven't played in a while, right? With the international break, with our last game, so people are going to come to this game. It's going to be packed. Messi's most likely going to be sitting on the bench. I don't anticipate that Messi will start. At least that's how I prefer it. I don't know about you guys, and you can let me know what you think in right now in the chat. But I personally don't think Messi should start this game. He hasn't touched the field. He hasn't played an actual game of football in over 2 months. And for you to throw him into the fire like that, yes, I understand he's Messi. He's the best player in the world. He will do literally spectacular things no matter what situation he's under. But I think it's a little extreme, like just throwing him in, especially playing for the 90 minutes. There's no possible chance that Messi will play for the entirety of the 90 minutes against Philly. I 1000% truly believe that Messi will come on in the second half, and he will most likely replace um Julian Gressel. He'll most likely replace Julian Gressel. I think Gressel will probably start in that right wing spot. Greetings, everybody. Del Morva, welcome to the chat, buddy. I appreciate you for being here. Anthony says, how's that young kid for Philly? Sullivan, I think. Oh, Caven Sullivan. He's really good, dude. I mean, for a 15-year-old or however old he is, he's really good. He's really good. I could actually look him up a little bit. I do have some stats from Philly, but they honestly, Philly, they're not doing so hot away from home. I think they have one. I don't know if it's one of the worst records in the league. No, 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 no. In terms of away games, nah, actually, they're not doing that bad. But I think recently they lost like four out of something. Like I think they lost their last like four games away or something. Like besides the last one they played, which was against the Red Bulls, which is a huge win for them. Um, Here, this is their lineup. Let me show you guys this. This is their lineup from last game against the Red Bulls. And their most like threatening player, I would say, would be this guy, Gazdag. Gazdag, they obviously have Blake in goal, the Jamaican goalkeeper, who's really, really good. And then this guy, he's really, really good. The Danish guy, Mikael Ure. Those are probably the two, maybe. I mean, maybe this guy could be somewhat good, but those are, I think, those are their two biggest threats. This is a young kid, yeah. Um, Quinn Sullivan, which is Caven Sullivan's brother, normally comes off the bench. I don't see like Haven Sullivan here at all. I know he played his debut in the MLS like not that long ago, or maybe a few games ago. But yeah, like he's obviously going to Manchester City, which is really huge for him for his development. But he still will be at Philly for a couple of years. Maybe the last 15 minutes para estirar las piernas. That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's no possible shot that he'll play. I mean, 15 he could probably play 15 minutes. I would say that normally when Gressel comes off the bench, I think Gressel normally comes off the bench like in the 70th minute. Um if I'm trying to recall like but we haven't played Gressel in the right wing spot in a while, and that's probably something I should have maybe looked up. Well, no. Well, when we played in the three, what is it? The 3-4-3? When we played in the 3-4-3, Gressel would play right wing, and he would normally come off in like the 70th minute. So I'm assuming if we continue this 3-4-3, which we should, by the way, because it's really working, and our players have really adapted to it without Messi. So if Gressel plays on that right wing in the 3-4-3, he'll probably come off in the 70th minute, 75th minute. Messi will come in, he'll do his thing, whether he scores or not. Um, he'll get a couple of minutes in, he'll jog around, he'll get his stamina back, his match sharpness, his fitness back, and everything will be good to go. It's very important for us not to risk Messi. It's not worth it at all. We are doing very, very well without him, and we have proven to the haters that we are a team without the best player in the world. Um, Now, obviously, having players like the likes of Suarez and Busquets and Jordi Alba really, really helps, right? But Messi is a complete game changer, right? Like he does things that nobody else can do. Um, but yeah, no, it's very important, especially now that we're approaching playoffs. After we play on Saturday, we're gonna have 6 games remaining. We're still fighting for the goals for the points record in the league, and then, but that's not really important. It's not important. I'd rather have Messi fully fit for the playoffs than break the points record in the MLS, right? So it's very important to have him at the in the playoffs at least as a substitute option, and then and then from there, we'll kind of see what the situation is. It seems to take Messi a game to get back to speed. Yeah, I mean, being the best player in the world, like it takes you very, very little time to adapt. Like Messi's adaptability is extremely, extremely impressive. And obviously, for being the best player in the world, like that's what you want, right? And so him adapting to us and our style and like being coming back and playing games is not something like out of the ordinary, right? Um, Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Let me just tell them I'm busy. But yeah. So that I'm not worried about that at all. I'm literally just worried about him getting injured again. He's been literally out for more than half of the season, and I don't need him to be out any longer. We want to see Messi back and we want to see him play, but we want to see him do it very, very safely. Give Messi at least 20 minutes. Yeah, 15 to 20 minutes, like what Francisco said, 100%. Any quality players at Inter Miami CF2 that can be signed for the rest of the season in positions that we need? That's a great question, Ash. So I keep up with Inter Miami 2 Moderately. I last year I was very, very heavy on Inter Miami CF2, but that was before I was making content on YouTube. Um, so we actually okay, I actually had this pulled up and I closed it. We just won. Inter Miami 2 just won a game. Here, let me pull it up for you guys again. Inter Miami 2 just played a game not that long ago against Huntsville. I think it was no, today's what? Today's Wednesday. I think they played on Monday. No, they played Sunday. Here, look. They played on Sunday. They won, which is very, very great. In the table, they're now seventh. Um, and yeah, Huntsville are not really doing so good, but we're seventh, which is really, really good, right? And Carmichael is somebody that we have for the rest of the season. Like he's somebody on a contract, on a senior contract. And he's been doing really, really well for the second team. Same thing with Finnerty. Finnerty got actually, which is crazy. He got man of the match. He actually wore the captain's armband, which is insane. But Finnerty, as you guys know, we signed him on a short-term deal for the rest of the season because Dos Santos broke his hand. So I don't highly doubt that we'll ever see Finnerty like touch the field for Miami this season. But it's just good to know. Sesak has been somebody that has been there for quite a while. He's a decent player. Flores, I'm pretty sure Flores is actually not a bad player, honestly, now that I'm trying to think. He's like the really skinny kid. He's a really skinny kid. He's really, really good. Mateo Saja? Oh shit. I think that's Saja's son. Where's Morales? Morales is not on here, which is very weird. But Santi Morales, we signed him on a pro contract. I'm very, very positive. Santi Morales is is the son of the assistant coach, Morales. And he plays here, and he sometimes wear the captain's armband for the second team, which is which is pretty cool to see, right? And he's a quality player. I took some pictures of him. I'm pretty sure he still has like his profile picture on Instagram. I'm very positive, like that's the same profile picture that I took of him. I want to see if that's still the case. It is. Yeah, it is. His like I'm gonna show you guys this. I took this picture of him and I DM'd him like, hey, like I took this picture of you. Like, do you want it? And he was like, yeah, like I want to use it as my profile picture. I'm like, oh word. So here, let me see if I can pull it up for you guys. Morales. He's verified and everything. He's famous. This is Santi Morales. But this profile picture, I took that. That's really, really cool, right? Yeah, so I took that after he scored. I forget what game this was, but this was last year. Um and yeah, I would hit him up or he would we used to talk like for pictures. Like we only talked about pictures and stuff, right? Like we never really communicated like that. But yeah, no, it's kind of cool that he still has that as his profile picture. Um Anyway, sorry, I like completely ignored the chat for a second. You could say that Messi has been in a sort of preseason for the players. I think Messi's purpose would be now, like for the team would be now in the playoffs. Columbus lost points last week in an LAFC draw against Houston. That's good for the support shield for us, absolutely. And you guys know what happened in that game, right? They had no goalkeeper. I was gonna make a video about that, but it's so crazy their situation, the fact that they literally had no goalkeeper and like they couldn't sign like a temporary like goalkeeper for like the rest of the season. I don't know if you guys like knew about that, but like in the preview we were talking in the last preview you were talking about Skrilla was there and I forget who else was there. But this is like literally the Seattle's or not the Seattle Sounders, Columbus literally didn't have a goalkeeper. Like their goalkeeper I think got sent off and they just played with like a center back in goal, which was so crazy. Mike V, dead ass, yeah, bro. You know, if you know, you know. If you saw the short, you know what Mike V is talking about. Damn, Mike V is that out, regardless of the fact that that we're literally contending for the supporter shield, that we're favorites to win the MLS Cup. That's what, like, I don't know, man. That Suarez is gonna be top goal scorer. That we're using our players correctly. I don't know, man. That out is kind of outrageous. If I would say Tata out if like we were sucking ass. Like if we were sucking and we weren't in first place, Sure, Tata out all day long, but we're in first, bro. We're in first place in the Eastern Conference. We're first in the standings. We're about, hopefully, we're gonna win the Supporter Shield. We could potentially win the Eastern Conference title, and we could possibly win the MLS Cup. Everything is still up for grabs. I mean, like, yeah, we didn't do well in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, and yeah, we got knocked out of Leagues Cup, but there's still a lot more silverware to win. How about that new keeper that we just signed, Oscar Ustari? Yeah, Oscar Ustari. I mean, I've talked about him in the last stream. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go too much into him now because I already spoke about him. But I mean, like, he's a very experienced goalkeeper. He played with Messi back in the day, back in '08, when in the Olympics they won a gold medal together. But that's essentially the main thing. And he's been all over the world. He's played in England. He's played in Uruguay. I'm pretty sure he's played in Chile. I think now he's playing in Mexico or something, or he did play in Mexico. Um, and so he's a very experienced goalkeeper. And I said in the past, like, the reason why I think Inter Miami signed that goalkeeper was in the worst case situation, God forbid that Drake Callender gets injured, we're gonna need an experienced goalkeeper to command our defense, to command the area, the 18, and somebody like Owen Finnerty, and what's his name, Cole Jensen, are not the guys to kind of lead Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba and, all of our big stars in the defense in the midfield. Like, I think they're too young, they're too inexperienced, which is not their fault. They're not bad players, they're not bad goalkeepers, but um somebody like this new goalkeeper, Oscar, he's gonna bring a lot of leadership, a lot of experience to the team, and hopefully our young guys can learn a lot from him. You mean the guy that they removed from the retirement home? Yeah, you could say it like that too. Ustari's gonna be a very is gonna be very valuable for many reasons that will be known later on. He is very experienced. Oh, no, absolutely. And we're only gonna have him until the end of the season. So it's not like this is a long-term deal. Like, he's like 38 years old, 36, 38 years old, something like that. So it's not like we're keeping him for 3 years or something. Like, he's literally only gonna be staying until the end of the season. That's dope. No, 100%. Tata getting poached by a top five league club. Tata out. Oh, damn. EJ is also Tata out. Why are you guys Tata out? That does not doing bad, dude. That does not doing bad with Inter Miami at all. We're winning games, bro. We're winning games, and that's all that matters. We're winning games, and we're contending for everything at this point. So honestly, I think that's all that matters. Crashed out of two tournaments, and we weren't even and we aren't going to win MLS Cup. Okay, hold on. We didn't crash out. We can't say crash out because it's not like we were favorites to win CONCACAF Champions Cup, and it's not like we were well, maybe for Leagues Cup is different, but for CONCACAF Champions Cup, we were never favorites to win that. CONCACAF Champions Cup was in my opinion was definitely just something for marketing reasons. They just wanted to get Miami and Messi out there to play against Mexican teams. Um, we didn't do well again. We didn't do well in that tournament at all. But that's not our fault because that was the first time we've ever played in that tournament. Miami has never been in a situation like that. We don't have the players. We don't have the experience. Like, we don't have enough players who have the experience to play in those types of situation and environments. As much like passion and energy and determination like you have to win a game. Like, you do need to have experience. Um, Playing at Mexico in front of a whole stadium filled with Mexican fans. Um, Playing in that sort of environment under that pressure. I mean, like, there was a lot of unnecessary pressure for the CONCACAF Champions Cup. For Leagues Cup, yeah, I can understand that one because we were defending it and we did crash out, honestly, in my opinion, a little bit early. But our schedule was in my opinion, was extremely congested. We were heavily hit with injuries. This is not me making excuse. This is just me, like, just using, I guess, I don't know, just analyzing the situations a little bit, right? Like, for like Leagues Cup is different because I know we won it last year, and we want to defend it, right? In my opinion, I definitely think we crashed. We definitely crashed out of that one a little bit too early, but we had a lot of injuries, we had a lot of schedule congestion, and we just didn't have the depth um to kind of just continue to compete. And a lot of teams are having that issue. A lot of teams are really having that issue with lack of depth, with injuries, with their national duty, and things like that. So you got to remember that all happened during the Olympics, the Copa America, the Euros, and things like that. So it's a difficult situation. He played with Pele when he was 15, and he's already 30. Mike V, I'm so sad that the gets poached or retiring for health reasons. Um, Maybe we become the next goalkeeping coach. Maybe because right now we have El Chino Saja from Racing, who is a very very awesome goalkeeper, and one of my favorite. He was one of my favorite players that played at Racing in Argentina. We should be favorites for every tournament in Central and North America. We are stacked. Um, we are kind of stacked, honestly. Um, I mean, I don't really have anything to say to that because we are the favorites going in. We are the favorites because we have players like Messi, Suarez, Jordi, and Busi, all over the age of 35. And but regardless, like yeah, I mean, like we regardless we play well without him. So I don't know. I think I would give the CONCACAF Champions Cup a pass because it's the first time we're playing in that tournament. I think next year I'm hoping to have a better run. It's our last year with Messi, most likely. It's going to be one of our last years with Sergio and Jordi. Maybe we'll have a lot better luck next year, but I'm not really worried about it. I'm not going to be too worried about the CONCACAF Champions Cup or any of these other tournaments. Um, if as long as we do well in the MLS. In my opinion, yes, like we want to win everything, right? I want to win everything with Inter Miami. And so I was at the time I was very frustrated with our performances in CONCACAF Champions Cup and Leagues Cup. But when you look at the bigger picture, you want to think to yourself, okay, Miami have been competing in this league for this is their fourth season in this league. There's and probably like third proper year because in 2020 they had like that whole tournament thing for COVID. So like their third like proper season in the MLS. Their first full season with Messi and all of these players. And like where was I going with this? And we haven't won anything yet because we're so new. When Messi joined, like when Messi and all of them joined, we were the worst team in the MLS. And so we went from last year being the worst team in the MLS to being one of the best teams in the MLS. And with that being said, we have to take a couple of baby steps before we start competing in CONCACAF, like before we can be the best team in North America and just America in general, we have to be the best team in the MLS. So that means not just on paper, but that means winning MLS Cup, winning the Eastern Conference, winning Supporter Shield, though winning silverware like that makes us the best team in the NA. And then from there, once we win those things, next season, we can go into it saying, okay, we've won these things. We've proved to everybody that we were the best team in the MLS last season. Now it's time to be the best team in Central America or the best team in the Americas. So, in my opinion, like you just got to take baby steps. Like we're trying to be the best team in the world before we're trying to be the best team in our own country. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? So, I think 100% if Miami can keep this momentum going and keep keep the majority of their players, if they can make better signings, which will 100% happen because we'll have the international roster slots, we'll have the cap space, and we can definitely make a further push into CONCACAF Champions Cup and even in Leagues Cup, and of course in the MLS. Um, Hold on, let me read your guys' comments. Messi is playing at least a few games in the new stadium. That's what we kind of hope for. I mean, that's what the club hopes for, if anything, more than anybody. They really want to squeeze anything they can out of Messi, pushing his contract until 2026. He does have that option to extend his contract for another year with the Herons, and they're gonna try to squeeze out a couple of games in him for the new season or for the new stadium. Um, Let's see, bro. CCC would have gotten us into the Club World Cup. Yes, but you know what else could get us into the Club World Cup? Winning the Supporter Shield. If we win the Supporter Shield, we're in the Club World Cup. So let's win the Supporter Shield, guys. Like, if we win the Supporter Shield, we're going to be in the Club World Cup next year. How many matches are left, including the one on this Saturday? Including the game against Philly this Saturday, it's 7 games. So that is a possible 21 points. For us to beat the record I believe is 73 points by New England. That was made a couple of years ago. So what is that? We have to win at least 5 because I think here, let me pull up the table. We have to win here. This is us up here. We have to win. Wait, 29. Oh, that's away. There we go. We have 59 points. We have 59 points in total. To get 73, what is that? That's 13, 14? 14 points. We have to get 14 points to get 73, so we need to win 5 games. We need to win 5 games or like win and then draw whatever. But we have to win 5 out of our next 7 games to like completely break the record for points in this season or in the MLS history, which would be really sick, right? It's very possible. It's very possible considering the fact that we are winning games. We have won our last 4 games in the MLS. We've won 4 out of 5. So we're on a really great run right now. And if we can continue this and keep that momentum going, honestly, 5 out of 7, it's a very difficult like ask, and it's a very difficult thing to do, but I think we can do it in the form that we're in right now. The supporter shield gets us in too, so we are pretty much in, but still we should have done better. That as a mid coach that has been fired from every job. That is kind of true. That is kind of true. That's different though because he's not a coach that's suited. He's not a coach that's suited for a top team in Europe. He did well for Atlanta. He did well. He won a what in the 2 years of Atlanta's existence. He won him a trophy, and that was with an in form and prime like Joseph Martinez and Almiron. So it's not terrible. Anyway, oof. How much time we're at? All right, guys, let's move on to like a predicted starting 11. So first, I'm pretty sure the majority of you said that you don't think Messi's gonna start. If you don't think Messi's gonna start, what is the lineup going to be looking like for you guys? I have a graphic that I made with my predicted starting 11, but I want you guys to tell me or give me your thoughts and opinions first before I pull this up. Tata for MVP. Tata for MVP of Juicy Fruit with all the gum he chews. That's so true. He does chew a lot of gum. Apparently, have you guys heard? I'm not sponsored. Have you guys heard of that thing, Neurogum? I've been seeing the ads of Neurogum like all over my For You page, like on TikTok or on Instagram or like whatever other, like on YouTube. Like I just see Neurogum everywhere for some reason. And now that I've said it like 3 times, it's probably gonna keep popping up. But apparently, that like it has like certain ingredients to like help you stay focused and things like that. Maybe that's what they're chewing, bro. Maybe they're just chewing Neurogum. I don't know if you guys heard of that. Here, let me look it up. Neurogum. Yeah, it's this thing. It's this thing right here, Neurogum. Yeah, I don't know. It's like some sort of thing to keep you awake or something. I don't know, or keep you focused. But anyways, starting 11. Predicted starting 11. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. What do we say? What do we say? Skrilla incoming saying Alba, Martinez, Busi, Aviles, Chelo. Okay. So the or I guess a back 5, but essentially a back 3 with the 2 wing backs. The midfield would be Redondo and Bright, and then Taylor Suarez, Gressel. Okay. Hold on, wait. Redondo, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm surprised that you put Aviles in there. I'm not gonna lie to you. As you guys know, I'm a huge Aviles hater. I mean, for those, I mean, like you guys know that who's been here like since the beginning. But I am an insanely like I'm an enormous like Aviles hater. I don't like Aviles. I hate how he plays. I think like we can do so much better than what Aviles can do. Genuinely, like genuinely speaking, um, don't like him. I just really don't like him. Um, but like, cause like who did we? I'm trying to think now. Who did we hold on. Let me look in that last game. Did we play Aviles? Like, who did we play when Aviles got sent off? Oh yeah, Frey. Fucking idiot. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I didn't put Gomez because he played a lot. Yeah, I don't know if Gomez is gonna start because he's just coming back from international duty. Same thing with Suarez, but honestly, I think they might. I think they might. Aviles needs a neuro gum. That's a great comment, Ash. I love that comment. Yo, Neurogum gets sponsored. Yeah, for real. Let's get. Can we get a Neurogum sponsorship? That does Atlanta played insane. I watched them tear apart NYCFC live. Oh yeah, dude. Like they were no joke back in the day. That was like what back in 2019, 2018, 17, something like that. I put Aviles because he always plays when he's available. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And it's honestly a reasonable guess that that would go for a player like somebody like Aviles. I personally I just would not play him, dude. Like like my okay, this is my back three. I'm predicting that work. My back like my starting lineup is essentially what we played last time. And that is with the back three of Martinez, Bushi, and Frey. That's my back three. Martinez, Bushi, Frey, Jordi Alba, Chelo. Midfield two would be Bright and Redondo. The front three, hopefully, if Gomez and Suarez can actually play because of like their duties. I mean, Suarez definitely 100% should be playing. Hopefully, Gomez will. If he doesn't, then it's probably going to be Robert Taylor up there. But I'm going to predict it's Gomez, Suarez, and Gressel to start. If Gomez doesn't play, it'll be Robert Taylor. There's no way Messi starts. He shouldn't. So I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I think we should play the exact same lineup from last time out. Like genuinely speaking, I think we found like the perfect medium of involving Busquets as like a libero in a way, like playing Busquets as like in a libero role with Martinez and Frey holding down the back line with Chelo and Jordi Alba getting really, really high, especially Jordi Alba getting really, really high up the field. Gomez, like even Gomez tracked back. Gomez is somebody to run back on defense all the time. So that's why I love him in that left wing spot. So him and Jordi Alba really connect like beautifully. But and then Suarez should be starting because he only played that one international game on Friday, and then Gressel should be starting because he's a right winger, and he's been doing pretty solidly in that right wing spot without Messi. Why do I have the single strand of hair? Okay, I'm just gonna take this off then. Anyway, let's see. Okay, Mike V says calendar, obviously in goal. We would hope. Um, Jordi Alba, Martinez, Busi, Toto Aviles, and Chelo. Bright, Redondo, Taylor, Suarez, Messi, because because Tata's an idiot. Busi as libero is just a sheer craziness. It's just sheer craziness. Tata out. but but it works. It works, Mike. Mike. Busi as a libero definitely works because he gets involved in the midfield, and even though he can push further up, he can push further up the line, and we don't have to worry about somebody like El Toto Aviles, um, also playing like an insanely suicidal high line. So then like nobody will be back. Ian Frey Martinez will play back. Um, I don't know, Mike, you're funny, bro. Like honestly, these comments are hilarious. They're making me laugh. Um, Messi will not start. Tata said he will manage his minutes. He fucking better, honestly. Like if Messi, but Tata always says some. I don't want to call him out, but like also, Tata always says some like controversial or like not controversial. What's the word? Hypocrite? No, I don't know. He always goes against what he says. Sometimes he'll say one thing and then he does another. It's a whole thing. Like you don't trust 100% what they say. They just kind of say things in front of the media just to say it, just to make themselves look good in front of media, and then they just do whatever the fuck they want later. Um, doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I hope I don't expect Messi to be playing full 90 minutes. He shouldn't be playing a full 90 minutes. Um, we don't need to be risking that. Like we really don't need to risk Messi for any possible reason. Tata for damn, Ash is another Tata out. What is that? Three Tata outs. We got Mike, EJ, and Ash all Tata out, bro. Uh, he's gonna say Messi is fine to play the 90. Yeah, bro. Like the next minute in the press conference, he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, no, Messi was fine to play the 90. He told me he was fine." And I'm like, dude, it's dumb. It's so stupid. It doesn't work. He has looked good. He has looked good against mid or injury-ridden teams, but a good team will run circles around him. A good team, like when we say good team, I'm thinking Columbus, I'm thinking LAFC, I'm thinking Galaxy, I'm thinking even Cincinnati. Not saying that Philly aren't a good team, but I think with the players that Philly have, it shouldn't be an issue. Um, do they even have fast players? I know the three players that are good. Their number 10 is good. It's their number 10, their number 7, their young kid, the 21-year-old American. Let me look up their names. Mikael Ure, their striker, Daniel Gazdag, and then McGlynn is the 21-year-old American. Those are like their three best players. Don't know how quick they are. Don't remember, to be honest. Um, but honestly, I think it should be fine. Because then, like, if anything, him and Bright switch. I don't know. I honestly I would just prefer I just don't prefer El Toto Aviles as a center back. I genuinely don't. Like, and I don't know if there's anybody here who's like really for Toto. And I understand that a lot of people say that he's young and he still has time, but it's like, yeah, that's great, 100%, that's fair. But it's like, dude, I just haven't been liking what he's been doing so far with the team. And we have better players, and we have better players, or there's just we have a better system that works without Toto in my opinion. I genuinely would rather play like fucking Ryan Saylor like as center back over Toto Aviles. I'm being 100% like that's me being completely dead ass. I'm completely dead ass. Skrilla's Tata in. All right, word. Philly is mid. They don't have a striker. Yeah, okay, cool. So Philly's mid. Yeah. Mike hashtag Mike V out. Tata's biggest hater. Yeah, Mike V is being a real hater. Thomas don't hate, bro. That's funny, bro. You guys are hilarious. All right, red card for Thomas. Go back to the trees. Yeah, bro. I need to come up with like animations of like red card, yellow card. That's like so funny. Aviles developing the wrong direction. What a great line, dude. What a great statement. Aviles is developing in the wrong direction. That is probably the best way to pull it. Anyway. Um Toto needs time for 8 mil. Dude, the most expensive center back in MLS history. Like, really? He's the most expensive center back in MLS history, like, and he performs like the worst center back in MLS history. It's ridiculous. But anyways, guys, before we end this stream, let's do predicted score lines. Who's gonna win? What's the score gonna be? And guess at least one goal scorer. Go. Who's gonna win? What's the score line gonna be? And who is going to score? You don't have to guess, like, if you guess 3-1, you don't have to guess all three goal scorers, right? Or all four goal scorers. Just guess at least one goal scorer or somebody who will have a goal contribution in on Saturday. In my opinion, I want to say, let me think for a minute. Philly, like what Mike said, Mike V said it best. Philly are mid as fuck. And we are in the form of our, that's me being very very dramatic. I was gonna say we're in the form of our life, but that's a little over the top. But we're in good form, and I don't want to shadow that. So I do think we're gonna get a win, especially at home. Everybody's anticipating Messi to make his return, for him to fit on the team. It's um I'm gonna say I really want to keep a clean sheet at home. I'm gonna say a 3-1 win. I think we should be winning fairly comfortably this game in front of our home fans. It's going to be in front of a sold out crowd. Everybody's going to be backing the team. Messi's going to be on the bench. He's going to come off the bench in the second half, score a goal or get an assist. We're going to have Luis Suarez score a brace. I'm like Gressel's probably going to get involved or something. I don't know. One of those things is going to happen, but I know for a fact we're going to win, and I'm going to say 3-1. EJ is saying 3-2 Suarez brace. That's a good prediction. Um, Inter Miami 4, Philly 2, says Ash. A lot of goals. 6 goals in total. Putting time into Sailor is like opening a college savings account for a guy. Yo, that's not supposed to be that funny, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's pretty funny. This man has jokes. I'm not gonna lie. Suarez is gonna score, predicts Lionel Monaco. Mike V says a 3-1 Miami win. All right, so we can all agree that Miami should be winning this game. And then when I do the post game analysis or the post game reaction or whatever I end up doing that night, and Miami don't win, there's going to be severe consequences. I'm not going to lie to you. One bad habit the team has is that some of the players seem to switch off when not involved in the play. Yeah, there's a lot of ball watching sometimes. I mean, I could definitely see what you mean. Lionel also laughing at Mike V's jokes. Mike V, I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you telling the jokes. I appreciate everybody for being in this stream tonight. Thank you to Lionel, Ash, Mike V, EJ. Thank you to Skrilla. You guys, Francisco earlier in the stream, Anthony Del Morva, JoJo's World. Guys, you've been absolutely amazing and very thank you for interacting with me. Thank you for sharing your opinions, your comments. They've all been very awesome and funny and hilarious, and we're all having a good time having this discussion. So I'll see you guys after the game on Saturday. And if it's too late on Saturday, I'll probably just do it on Sunday to make everybody's lives easier, because I know the other in Miami content creators do it right after the game. So if anything, I don't want to overlap them in any way. So, but I'll see you guys soon. I'll keep you guys updated. Thank you guys so much, and for being here in the SoFlo Soccer channel. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, man. Vamos Miami. Let's go, boys. Hopefully we can get a win. Good show. I'll come back. I appreciate that, Mike. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming up. Taylor should try an ancestry test. That his origin is from Rosario. You guys got jokes today, man. You guys got jokes. See you guys. Have a good night.